Fuck. Alrighty, now this is a problem I've had since, well, summertime. She had a issue starting, and I figured I'd figure it out, and I'm really perplexed here for a minute. You take the little pixie measuring device, and you hook it to the battery. We got a good 12.6 volts. Now that's with the key off. Key on, 11.5, which still should be enough to really do something. But as you can see, I turn it on, she's in neutral, and it's like it doesn't have enough juice. So I'm guessing the battery's dead. I took them jumper cables and I hooked it up to the battery hot, and I ran it underneath, and I touched it to the battery, and that also, well, did exactly what it just did when I hit the start button, which is nothing. Just thought of it. Let me see, this one's good, and this one's good. I was poking around with the solenoid earlier, so I can flick that on. I don't know if you can see it. Here's a solenoid. You got two little screws that hold the hot from the battery, and then it go into the starter. So I'm poking it kind of there, not touching the frame, and I just touch it. That gets even worse. I'm probably not getting good contact with the screwdrivers, but nonetheless. What I did do though is charge this battery over here. See if she's holding juice. Now we got, she's a little less than the battery that's in there, but we'll see if there's something wrong with that battery. Let me try this. Alright, so I got the little clippy doodads on the battery. Plug it in, plug it in. Now let's make sure she's on AGM and engine start. Let's see what she does. So much better with the 50 amp jump start, which leads me to believe there is something wrong with the battery. I don't know what's going on here, but basically the pixies are not either in the battery enough to make it go, or they're not making it to the starter like they should. So now if you're wondering what all these little connections are, I got one of these goes to the charging cable, this one down here, and the other one goes to a fuse panel for all my accessories. Accessories being my cigarette lighter. What other accessories? Oh, the relay for my horn, the power for my horn, and that type of shit. So this is one of them AGM non-spillable wonderful fucking batteries, and this is the actual Honda battery, so I'm wondering how well it's going to hold up. Not gonna bother hooking up any accessories at all. Now you may be wondering why I have spare batteries laying around. The answer is last year I couldn't start my bike and I tested the battery and it was dead. So I plugged it in and charged it and the bike started and I went yes. And I was a numbie. Now whenever you have a dead battery, it's generally a good rule of thumb after you charge it and put it in the bike and get the bike started to test the current charge rate. You should be getting over 12 volts, and by over I mean preferably 14 volts. I was getting 12 volts still, so it's not charging the battery like it should, and it turned out to be my regulator rectifier. But at that point I already gotten and bought that battery, which I'm wondering why is dead. Moment of truth. Does she work? Now that battery's been sitting on a shelf for a fucking year. Yeah! Let's see how she's doing. At 1500 RPMs. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. So something is definitely wrong. I suppose I shouldn't intoxicate myself. Hold on, let me get that. Now our old SATA 11.2. Normally at RPM, this should have 14. It's dropping. So I'm losing voltage out of this battery as we go. So this bike, the reason it just stalled probably, is because this battery wasn't taking a charge. So now we got a problem in here. You ever have one of those moments where you're absolutely sure of something? Now, if anything, this was good practice to show you what a failing battery looks like, or a bad charging system. But something dawned on me. When I hooked up this spare battery right here, I decided not to hook up any accessory wires. What I neglected to remember was I actually installed, when the regulator rectifier went out last year, I actually installed an upgraded MOSFET one as opposed to the traditional shunting regulator rectifier. I never hooked up the accessory wires. Well, it dawned on me that because I got an aftermarket regulator rectifier, it came with a separate cord to go to the battery to charge it. So the whole time I was running it, it was because the charging wire wasn't even hooked up. So let's get this guy fired back up again and see if she can charge. Alright, battery booster, check. Key, check. Contact. Let's check the pixies now. And there we go. We got 12.5, 12.4. Let's check her when a little go-go juice is applied. That's perfect. So you'll see at idle, it's a low low charging, but it's keeping up with the battery voltage. The battery will give out 12-ish volts, somewhere in that range for a healthy battery. When you rev it up a little bit, it should jump up to 14 volts. Now where the regulator rectifier kicks in is you don't want to overcharge your battery. So what it'll do is it'll top off the voltage, so the voltage won't go too high. So you can see I'll go to a certain RPM and this will stop right around 14.3, 14.4 and just hold, And the farther RPM I climb, it won't go any higher. Beautiful. There's nothing wrong with her. Alright, so my guess is the battery's shit. Ooh, she sounds so good. So guys, thanks for joining me today. I know I was kind of all over the place in diagnosing the Magna, but I kind of, I figured out what it was. So Ruin is alive, and that's all that matters to me. But thank you for watching. Now I can focus the rest of the winter on getting my little table done, getting Ruin up to snuff, getting new brakes and oil and coolant, and showering her with some love so she'll be ready in the spring. And then I can go over to my mistress and shower her with some love and get her ready for the spring, and videos will come on that. But until next time, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my face, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time, guys, please keep the rubber side down and pray that I make it through this winter, because I am seriously having some, riding envy. So, take it easy, guys.